In today's episode, I'm going to be trying to rebuild the Kansas City Chiefs, but without their top players. So any player that has a 90 overall or above, I'm going to be removing from this team. So even Trent McDuffie, I'm going to have to remove, which really sucks because he's 23 years old. He's great. All these players up here are going to be removed. Travis Kelce is a 99 overall. I mean, he had a great year last year, but it's surprising that he is a 99 still, despite how he's played these past couple of weeks. But with that being said, what kind of trade value can we get for Patrick Mahomes? Off the rip, 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and DJ Moore is a crazy offer. Pat Surtain, 3 first-round picks from the Broncos. I want Patrick Mahomes out of the conference, but this does look really good from the Broncos. Myles Garrett and 3 first-round picks. Infinite value from Mahomes here. This is actually pretty realistic, I would say. But again, I want Mahomes out of the conference. Anton Winfield Jr., 3 first-round picks. Also, can he go to a crummy team so that way he doesn't end up really, really good for us? Literally every team has an interest with him. I can get Micah Parsons, but with the Cowboys playbook, Mahomes is going to be goated. I don't want him on the Cowboys, but we'll be able to completely cancel out Dak Prescott. Also, his contract is in effect in this, so the Cowboys won't be able to re-sign Mahomes anyways, and we'll get screwed because of Dak's contract. We could get Tyreek Hill. He is 30 though in Madden. This is very intriguing. Could put him on the Giants. And it's between the Giants or it's between the Lions. It seems like everyone's willing to give up 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and their top player on each team. We could get L'Jarius Sneed back. We could get Justin Jefferson, not for 3 first-round picks, but that's a very good offer, putting him in a separate conference. But I feel like at the same time, it would be more fair to trade away just for draft picks, because in my opinion, if we trade for someone that's a 90 overall or above, that kind of defeats the purpose of the overall rebuild. So let me trade away Mahomes just for draft picks. So now I'm trading away Patrick Mahomes to the New York Giants for 3 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks. And surprisingly, this goes through. I'm trading away Travis Kelce to, of course, to a different conference, to the Bears for 2 first-round picks. And now I feel like it's too easy of a challenge if we have all these first-round picks, all these second-round picks. So I'm trading away Chris Jones for a 2027 7th-round pick to the Buccaneers. And I'm going to do the same with the rest of the players that I have. Yeah, with the amount of trade value that I have here, 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks here, 2 third-round picks, another 2 first-round picks, and another 2 first-round picks. I feel like I'm already too overpowered, so I feel like it would be unfair. I would start a whole new Patrick Mahomes dynasty with all the picks that I have, so I'm just going to trade away all these other players just for 7th-round picks. Probably going to send the Rams back to the Super Bowl with this. Creed Humphrey, Joe Thuney, and Trent McDuffie for a 7th-round pick to the Rams. And finally, Trey Smith is the last guy that I need to trade away. And he's off to the Vikings for a 7th-round pick. So with that being said, I need a QB for the year. Why not sign Ryan Tannehill for the Chiefs just for 1 year? And just like that, no player is a 90 overall or above on our team, and we will officially start a real Kansas City Chiefs rebuild, even though we have a lot of draft capital just from 2 players. Definitely would be a lot harder if I gave up Mahomes for nothing, but we're already down to a 77 overall team. I believe they started at, a 90 overall team, which is nuts. But I'm going to put Rashee Rice at the 1 here. He should realistically be suspended in real life. Marquise Brown is basically out for the entire year. Didn't they cut Kadarius Toney in real life? They definitely did. Let me cut him real quick. And with that, this is the team that we have going on. I guess EA doesn't update the rosters fast enough. Everything else seems fine here. George Karlaftis, Mike Dana here. Everything else is cool. I think Hicks, I want to start at free safety, Jaden Hicks. And man, this team does look a lot worse than before. Nick Bolton is only an 85 overall in Madden. Really, dude? He should be like a 90 overall superstar development. Our secondary is kind of trash now. Jaden Reed is getting a little bit older. He's definitely not bad. Jaden Hicks is a rookie. Our D-line isn't nearly as good as it used to be without Chris Jones on this line. And then offensively, our offensive line blows now here. I don't even know who that left tackle is, if I'm being honest. But we're going to see what we can do with Isaiah Pacheco and Ryan Tannehill in year number 1. Let's make Xavier Worthy the slot guy. Everything else seems good here. Let's see how we do in year number 1 with Ryan Tannehill as the quarterback. 2-4 at the midseason mark, as we are actually second in the division, surprisingly. Scouting national focus, of course, it's going to be QB. And for the players ready to negotiate, I have negative 27 million because of all the cap penalties that I took on from trading away all those players, which just makes the rebuild that much harder. I might lose Nick Bolton at the end of the year. Maybe the cap adjustment will kick in, but I would definitely like to have Nick Bolton back, Justin Reed back for a couple more years. All these other players, though, I'm not really that interested in, especially not Ryan Tannehill. Matt Ariza, I do like in real life. I'm wondering real quick. He only has 97 kick power. The dude was a baller in preseason before, he got met with the allegations. But let's see how we do in the playoffs. And we finished 8-9, missed the playoffs, better than honestly what I was expecting, but second in the division. Stats and awards, Ryan Tannehill is terrible. No surprise there. 27th best offense in the NFL, 17th best defense here. 3,500 yards, 23 touchdowns to 14 interceptions, 83 pass rating. Isaiah Pacheco carried this offense probably, 13 touchdowns, 4.6 per carry, no fumble, 1,000 yards. Rashee Rice and every other receiver on this team, no 1,000-yard season for them, but 10 touchdowns for Xavier Worthy. Defensively, Drew Tranquil outperforming Nick Bolton here with 130 tackles. Tackles for a loss, 12 for Derek Nottie here. And then sacks only 4 for Tashawn Wharton. All right, where is George Karlaftis? Interceptions, 5 for Nick Bolton. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. And the Packers prevent the Bills from getting their first ever Super Bowl win. The Bills are 0-5 in Super Bowls now. Jaden Reed wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP. And there are no awards here for the Chiefs. In the AFC West, nobody retires. For the team upgrades offensively, Xavier Worthy gets superstar development. Pretty sure he didn't come with that, so that's cool. Defensively, any other upgrades? Jaden Hicks looks like he earns superstar development. And yes, he did, even though he loses a bunch of morale boost, I guess. And for the players ready to negotiate, I have negative 22 million from all the cap penalties. Of course, I would love to re-sign Nick Bolton, but it's just not going to happen. That is very unfortunate for me. It's just part of the rebuild. It's just going to make it a lot harder for me. And I'm going to lose the best punter and one of the best kickers, if not the best kicker. Brandon Aubrey's better, but one of the best kickers in the NFL, and Harrison Butker. All these other guys, of course, I'm going to have to walk in. Since I'm in so much cap debt, I'm just going to skip to the draft. Also curious, Patrick Mahomes here, under 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 116 pass rating for Mahomes. Malik Neighbors probably balled out, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns in his rookie season, but definitely not a bad season from Mahomes. Obviously, it's a great season if you're counting real life, but under 4,000 yards is a bit surprising for a 99 overall. He's wearing number 7 now, which is awkward. And we have the number 2 pick in the draft here. We also have pick number 13 and pick number 27. The Falcons are going to take an offensive tackle at number 1 overall. We're obviously going to take a QB here. This guy is ranked 2nd or 3rd round talent. This guy's 1st to 2nd. Do I really reach this early for a guy that's a 1st to 2nd rounder? I don't pick again until pick 13. Probably just going to have to reach regardless. I mean, we have 3 first-round picks. He has A, awareness. He looks really good. He has really good accuracies as well for short accuracy. C, medium accuracy, but his under pressure and throw on the run are great. His athleticism is pretty good too. So Nicholas Jarrett out of Georgia Tech here. Surprising school, but I mean, we got another Tech guy in Patrick Mahomes coming out of Texas Tech. But Nicholas Jarrett ranked 23 in the class. Picked him up number 2. Hidden development is what we like to see. 89 acceleration, but only 79 speed, 91 throw power. He's going to be the new Chiefs QB of the future. And this guy looks pretty good. Trey Jefferson out of Iowa State. F zone coverage. He's an edge rusher. Elite strength, though. Good acceleration. A block shedding. A play rec. A power moves. B tackle. But a lot of people have passed on him, so he probably has normal development. I'm going to take him here at pick 13 and normal development. To be expected. Hopefully we can develop Trey Jefferson. Looking at the corners here, Benjamin Barnett, good acceleration, great speed, elite jumping here, 5'11", 181 out of Michigan State. B awareness, B man coverage, B zone coverage, very balanced. I'm going to pick him here at pick 23, I believe. No, 27. B pick here, normal development blows, ranked number 8 in the class, but picked him at 27. But normal development really sucks, but it is what it is. Now at pick 13 in the 2nd round, trying to rebuild my offensive line, left guard, Steven Johnson out of Arkansas, 6'3", 322, 89 strength, hidden development. And with my other 2nd round pick, picking up new center, James Waters out of Georgia, 6'4", 320, hidden development, 86 strength. And now in the 3rd round, picking up our right guard to complete our interior offensive line, Brandon Vines, or is it Brendan? No, Brandon Vines, my bad, out of UCF, 6'4", 318, 90 strength, hidden development, pretty solid skills. How do you have elite speed but poor acceleration than elite agility? That makes no sense, but he has A, pass blocking, A, catching, A, spec catch, B, run block. He's everything you want. Vertical threat, 6'6", 254 out of Louisville. Clyde Orchard here, new tight end for the Chiefs in the 3rd round. A+ pick, ranked number 5 in the class, picked him at 79. Hidden development, he's our next Travis Kelce. Tyler Livingston out of Georgia, 5'9", 189, elite speed, elite acceleration, 4.28 here at his college pro day. Doesn't seem that good. He's in the 4th round, post UDFA. I don't care. I'm going to pull the trigger on him. Need our next Tyreek Hill. I mean, yes, we already do have, of course, Xavier Worthy. C pick, ranked 105, picked him at 109. Hidden development, post UDFA, 97 speed, 97 acceleration. He's immediately going to be put in the slot, then Worthy can be the number 2. Yeah, I probably should have limited the amount of picks I had, but Nicholas Jarrett, the new quarterback of the futures, is 74. Then Trey Jefferson's a 73, 76 for Benjamin Barnett, but he's only in normal development. And then we got our offensive lineman. Orchard's a 77, baller pick, 70 for Tyler Livingston. He was a projected undrafted free agent. Then these last 2 guys I didn't pick. And this is your new roster. Very young here, very talented. Jawan Taylor, he's 27 years old, just wanted to check. But for the rest of the team, Xavier Worthy is the number 3. Livingston is going to be the number 3. My bad. Xavier Worthy is the 2. Livingston's going to be in the slot. I need Jarrett to have a mentor QB. Defensively, what are we going to have? Need some fill-ins at defensive tackle for sure. Everything else here seems fine. Unfortunately, losing Nick Bolton, but it's part of the process, and Justin Reed. So, Connor, 25 years old out of Virginia Tech, you're going to have to step up. Then Mike Dana here, he's an edge rusher through and through, being 257, but I really want Trey Jefferson to start. And I'm going to be signing guys in the preseason. Hopefully the AI doesn't cut them. Harrison Butker didn't get signed, and we can't even sign a mentor QB because my cap room is still screwed. That is really unfortunate. I don't know why Mike Dana or George Karlaftis isn't popping up in my rush defensive end slots, which is really annoying, but I don't really need Dana to pop up. And then defensively, that's what we got going on. Where is the other guy? Barnett's that I picked up. Barnett's going to be the number 1. Hopefully he gets upgraded. Let me try and adjust the roster once I get past the preseason. Okay, so it seems the AI can sign people, but I'm not allowed to. That doesn't make any logical sense, but I did get some overall XP upgrades for these guys, up to a 79 overall team now. Barnett's gone up, and then Jefferson, we're going to start here. And Felix, I completely forgot about Felix, but sorry, we got Trey Jefferson now. Probably should have accounted for that before. And again, George Karlaftis is not playing there, and I want Livingston in the slot. But I'll do that all off camera. See you guys at the midseason mark. 3 and 4 at the midseason mark, improvement, but we are 3rd in the division now. Scouting national focus definitely needs to be defensive back here. And for the players ready to negotiate, I finally have money again. Isaiah Pacheco, he wants the team to have a franchise QB that could change by the end of the year. He wants to have a mentor at his position, George Karlaftis. And then Leo Chenal here. He's only 24. Sure, I'll take that. Man, he wants $14 million a year. You're not an edge rusher. Whatever, I'll sign him. I have the money to do it. He's going to get re-signed. And then Jalen Watson honestly can walk. I mean, he's not bad depth, but I'm looking to replace him in the future. Joshua Williams, same deal. He doesn't want to be here. All these other guys don't really want. Actually, now that I think about it, Jalen Watson, 2-year deal. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. He can re-sign on that. I'm going to get George Karlaftis a mentor along with my QB. It doesn't really make a lot of sense that we magically have money now, but sure, I'll take it, I guess. No, we don't have money. I don't know. Why does that work like that? We have negative $22 million in cap room. I guess that's preparing for the next season. That doesn't make any sense. So I guess since I can't sign a mentor, I'm just going to have to pay George Karlaftis a bag of $27 million a year. He resigns on that for sure. And weekly awards here, Leo Chenal here. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. He gets a Defensive Player of the Week. And our team's finishes 5 and 12, worse than last season. All right, let's see what the stats was. QB probably did terrible. Honestly, not as bad as Ryan Tannehill. 29th best offense in the league. 32nd defense makes no sense. 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, 13 receptions, 93 pass rating. Not bad for a rookie. Not great either. Isaiah Pacheco, no fumbles, 13 touchdowns, 4.8 per carry, 1,100 yards. Improvement from last season. Tyler Livingston, the rookie, 6 touchdowns, 900 yards. Really no 1,000-yard season for any of these guys. Defensively, Drew Tranquil, 129 tackles, tackles for a loss, 17 for David Brackens. All right, I don't know who that is. Trey Jefferson, 11 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks, 10 tackles for a loss for George Karlaftis, and 7 sacks. And then the other defensive tackle, 10 tackles for a loss, interception 3 for Connor, and then safeties on the team is 1 for George Karlaftis. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Jaden Hicks and Joshua Williams. And the Ravens beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Roquan Smith wins the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts wins the league MVP. And really, our quarterback doesn't get Rookie of the Year. Mac Whitfield for the Cardinals does. In the AFC West, Lakeland Tomlinson retires. And now I'm going to be changing my scheme to the Atlanta defense because obviously the Chiefs defense sucks. Well, at least their playbook sucks. But wow, Orchard, I called it. He was going to be the next Travis Kelce. Did he earn that development? He did not. He came with it. I'm just a baller pick. Meant to say I was baller at picking, but Nicholas Jarrett, does he come with Superstar Dev? No, he earned it for Rookie of the Year, even though it said the other guy did, but I guess that was the NFC Rookie of the Year. But Xavier Worthy, he already had Superstar Development, and Livingston, does he get some type of upgrade for his performance? No, he doesn't. He comes with Superstar Development, W pick in the 4th round. We have our next Tyreek Hill, along with, of course, Xavier Worthy, and all of our interior offensive linemen have star development. Defensively, though, Jefferson does not get an upgrade, which sucks, but Hicks goes to Superstar X Factor, and Chanel, after we gave him his contract, moves up a development, and Benjamin Barnett goes to star development as well. Things are looking up for this team. Definitely need some interior help and some defensive back help here, but we are looking a lot better now. I mean, of course, we looked a lot better at the beginning of the rebuild, but either way. And QB winning Rookie of the Year for the AFC is enough for Isaiah Pacheco to stay. 5-year contract. Glad he signs on that. Then Felix, I don't mind him, but I really don't know if I want him, if I'm being real here. So I'm not going to accept his option for now. We'll see what his contract is afterwards. But I'm just going to let him walk. I have $119 million to spend in free agency. Brock Purdy wants to come play for our team. That would be funny if I just skipped out on the total rebuild aspect, but I'm not going to do that. I don't necessarily need Elijah Vera Tucker. Harrison Butker is still here, and I still don't have a kicker, so I'm going to re-sign him. Never mind. Matthew Watkins is an 80 overall superstar development kicker who's only 22 years old. I'm sorry, Harrison Butker, but we're going to have to leave you in the dust there. That other kicker looks a lot better. And these are the only 3 guys that signed with us: Matt Watkins, Jordan Stout, and defensive tackle DJ Reader. There's other guys, but not a lot of them had interest. I went after Jordan Davis, but he had no interest in playing with our team. Honestly, our offense seems really good. Don't need to focus on that, really. I need a middle linebacker. I need a defensive back. I especially need defensive tackles. But we had pick number 4, pick number 20, and pick number 27 in the draft. And there's a top defensive back here. We got Joe McDaniels out of Utah, 5'10", 181, solid speed, solid strength, great acceleration, A man coverage, A catching, B zone coverage, B tackle, B press. He seems really good. I don't know if it's the best I've ever seen or worth a top 5 pick, but I need a defensive back. I'll reach if I have to here. True value number 3 in the class, A+ pick. Never mind, no reach, hidden development. He seems like an absolute baller. George Aiken, middle linebacker out of Michigan, 6'3", almost 250, looks really good. Great strength, elite speed, good acceleration, A awareness, B block shed, B man coverage, B zone coverage. I'm going to pull the trigger on this. He's going to be our next Nick Bolton. True value is 44. We picked him at 20. Hidden development is the important thing. 91 speed as a linebacker is really, really good. Ooh, Justin Cooper, defensive back here out of Kentucky, 6'3", 200 pounds, B zone coverage, B catching, C man coverage though, great acceleration. Then he also has that elite strength. I'm going to pick him. He could have normal development. I'm going to pick him anyways. True rank is 13th in the class. Picked him at 27, normal development, to be expected, but being 6'3" with 92 speed is really good. Just unfortunate with his development. Round number 2, defensive tackle, 6'6", 313 out of USC here. Elite strength, great speed. Honestly, that's all I need to know. As soon as I see the elite strength, I already know he's going to be good. True value is at ranked number 6 in the class. Picked him up at 36, 94 strength, hidden development. If you ever want to draft good defensive tackles, you can get him in the later rounds. Just look for the elite strength and you've got him. Then this guy out of Vanderbilt, elite acceleration, elite jumping, great speed, 4'8" at his combine as a defensive tackle at 300 pounds of scary, A finesse moves, A tackle here, B play rec. I'm going to pick Jalen Harden, the opposite of the other guy. True ranking is an 85, so it looks like we reached, but still a hidden development. I'll definitely take that. Ooh, Roy Hall, middle linebacker here out of Alabama, 6'3", 227, elite speed, elite jumping, great acceleration, great agility, great strength, A play rec, B block shedding, B hit power. I'm going to pull the trigger on this. Could have normal development. His true value was 16 in the class. Picked him up at 68, normal development. How does that make any sense? whatever. 91 speed, 91 acceleration, he'll be depth. And I don't really have any more third-round picks. My next pick is in the 4th round. I honestly just don't even care. I'll just skip until the end of the draft. The draft recap, Joe McDaniels is a 78 overall. George Aiken, I mean, I got to see this whole class here. Who was the top of the class for everyone? 81 overall, Jason Taylor, center. Never seen an offensive lineman that high ever whenever I played Madden. But for the rest of our class, Jose Matias here, 2nd round defensive tackle, looking pretty good. No, he wasn't. Was it 2nd round? Yeah, I'm scouting by overall. I should be scouting by the round. George Aiken's a 73. Justin Cooper's a 75, but normal development. Matias, 76. Jalen Harden's a 71. Roy Hall is a 75, normal development. And of course, I stopped picking after this, and for some reason, the AI picked up a hidden development rookie out of Purdue, 88 throw power, 91 speed, 90 acceleration, wearing Patrick Mahomes' number. That's crazy. Poor Harrison Butker. He's never found a team ever since we've left him. Need a new mentor? Sure, I'll sign Derek Carr. Now, this is the team after the draft. Carr is going to be the number 2 for the mentor XP. Really doesn't need it. I mean, Jarrett really doesn't need it, but whatever. Livingston, of course, is going to be in the slot. Everything's shaping up a lot nicer now. 85 overall team. Going to put Matias at the number 1. And then, of course, Harden's at the number 3. McDaniel is going to be the number 2. Then I want to move Cooper up. Hopefully he gets some type of development here. We're going to move him there. And then, sure, let's move Jaden McDaniels up. And Aiken, even though he has the development, he's not as high as an overall as Hall. But Hall is, of course, going to be the number 2. And I want Hall to be in the sub linebacker position. But honestly, it's fine if Chanel is there. Matias, and for some reason, of course, they don't have the defensive end position correct again. So I'll have to go change that. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 3-3 here, 2nd in the division this time. Hopefully we actually make the playoffs now as our team is finally starting to develop. For the scouting national focus, is there really anything else I need? Do I go back to defensive tackle? I have my defensive backs that I need, I think. All of my offensive line seems pretty good. I really don't know what I need, so I guess it doesn't hurt to have more depth at defensive back. And for the players ready to negotiate, I have $178 million to spend, which is a lot. Rasheed Rice, I'm not going to do player-friendly. 4-year deal for you. Shouldn't even be getting a deal. You should be in prison, dude. No, I'm kidding. But maybe not. Connor here, we're going to give him very player-friendly. Just that way he stays, and he says no. Felix, how much do you want? $11 million to be a backup? I'm good. I'm not going to lie. Mike, now that I think about it, since Mike doesn't want to be here, maybe we give Felix a chance. No, I already have Trey, so we're not going to do that. Jawan Taylor, do I give him the 2-year deal? I don't really need him, if I'm being honest, because I can find someone better or just draft someone just as equally as good. DJ Reader, I honestly wouldn't mind back for another season, so we're going to do that. And he says no to that, which is very frustrating. Everyone else here, Drew Tranquil, I wouldn't mind back, but he doesn't want to be here, and he's also 31 years old. Derek Carr maybe back as a mentor QB, so I'll just sign him for 1 more year, and he re-signs on that. And finally, Xavier Worthy, I'll accept that option at the end of the season whenever I get to it. Doubt I'll play a 5th season, but we'll see. Let's move into the playoffs. And here we are in the playoffs, actually making our way in at 9-8. We're better than the Texans in every way, overall-wise, and we are in a 7th seed, 2nd division, behind the 9-8 Broncos. Stats and awards, Nicholas Jarrett here, 97 pass rating, 11th in the NFL for passing touchdowns, 19th offense, only 20th defense, which really sucks, but 3,800 yards, 34 touchdowns, 15 receptions is too many, 97 pass rating. Nicholas Jarrett is improving, though. Isaiah Pacheco, 9 touchdowns, 4.8 per carry, almost 1,200 yards. Again, no fumbles, 3 seasons in a row. Tyler Livingston, the projected undrafted free agent, 16 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Good for him. Clyde Orchard with only 1 touchdown, but 700 yards. Defensively, George Aiken with 2 interceptions, also 4 for Connor. I don't know why I started there. 116 tackles for George Aiken, 100 for Leo Chanel, and then 16 for Jose Matias, 15 for Trey Jefferson, 11 for George Karlaftis, and 10 for Leo. Sacks, 12.5 for George Karlaftis, and 12 for Trey Jefferson. That's what you like to see. 4 interceptions for Connor, which I already mentioned. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Justin Cooper. Can we beat the Houston Texans? We're better than them in every way, but we have to go to their stadium for the wildcard round, and we do. Here to face the 16-1 Baltimore Ravens. The only thing that they are better than us at that, well, actually, we're tied for everything except for defense. They could definitely beat us here. They're 16-1. We have to go to the Ravens. Can we beat them without Patrick Mahomes? And the answer is no, we cannot. Let's move into the offseason for the 4th and final year. And the battle of the birds as the Ravens win the Super Bowl once again over the Cardinals, preventing the Cardinals from getting their first Super Bowl win. Lamar Jackson wins the Super Bowl MVP, Josh Allen wins back-to-back league MVPs, and he wins the Offensive Player of the Year. And then Chiefs' George Aiken, middle linebacker, wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. In the AFC West, of course, after I signed Derek Carr to another contract, he retires, along with Khalil Mack, David Onyemata, Zadarius Smith, and Nick Vigil. Now, for the team upgrades, Livingston is already a superstar X Factor. Post UDFA to superstar X Factor. Yes, I'm going to keep glazing him. Orchard seems pretty good despite only having 1 touchdown. 88 overall team. Still need a new right tackle to replace Juwan Taylor here. And then Matthias and Harden both come with star development. McDaniels comes with star development. Cooper did not get a development upgrade, unfortunately, but Aiken gets upgraded to superstar development. It looks like Hall is probably going to kick outside to right outside linebacker, so I might as well just move him there now. And of course, Jefferson goes up to star development. Surprised George Karlaftis doesn't go to superstar. DJ Reader turned down our contract. Shouldn't have done that because he's only a 74 overall without the boost, so I'm not going to re-sign him now. Probably going to go after a different defensive tackle. But 88 overall team seems great. Let's move into our re-signings. For the re-signings, I'll accept the option for Xavier Worthy. Connor just didn't want to be here, so honestly let him walk. I don't want Felix, don't want Dana, don't want Juwan Taylor, don't want DJ Reader, don't want Drew Tranquil. So let's just hit free agency with $177 million to spend. I need a strong safety, another defensive tackle would be nice, and I need a new right tackle. Connor is the top strong safety here. I might trade for one, but I feel like that's cheesy. It was supposed to be a challenge, so I might just overpay for Connor just to come back. After free agency, I got Lee McNeil, Kenny Moore, Ryan Ramczyk, Trent Simpson, and since Connor didn't want to come back, we got Deshaun Elliott as his replacement. Pretty solid free agency. All the positions are filled for now, so let's move into the draft. And finally, we only have 2 first-round picks here. That's still pretty good, but let's see what we have at pick number 25. And so far, it seems, I just want to mention that Patrick Mahomes has not won a Super Bowl with the Giants so far, but Eric Barber, strong safety out of Florida here I'm looking at. Great speed, great strength, A awareness, B's across the board. I'm just going to pull the trigger on him. We'll probably start over Deshaun Elliott. A-plus pick, ranked number 5 in the class. Picked him up at 25. Normal development. Thank you, EA. And honestly, I really don't need anything else. I have so much depth here. My offense is just so good in general. Maybe I'll just pick a right tackle just in case I have to play another season. But other than that, I really don't need anything. Again, I just have so much depth. Trey Solomon out of Washington. A awareness, great strength, great acceleration. Sure, seems good enough to me. Let's pull the trigger on that. B-plus pick. Hit a development. Seems good to me. And now I'm just going to simulate the rest of the draft. For the draft recap, Eric Barber, 77 overall in normal development. Trey Solomon, 72 overall. And then he has hidden development. Then the rest of these guys, of course, the AI picks terrible players, but it is what it is. Now, this is the team going into the 4th and potentially the final season. Fox is a 73 overall star development QB already, which is surprising. Looks like the AI picked up this guy named Cobb as well for a star development. Xavier Worthy, let's make him the number 1. Livingston will stay in the slot. He's only up to an 83 overall despite being an X factor. Defensively, everything else looks pretty good to me. Let's honestly start Barber. He's the same development, well, same overall and development as Deshaun Elliott, except he's younger, so you love to see that. Everything else seems really good, especially at the depth position, and specialist-wise, move Livingston into the slot, and for some reason it never puts George Karlaftis as the rush defensive end, which is really annoying. Aiken's going to go back to the number 1. Trent Simpson's going to be the backup. Everything else seems good. 4th and potentially the final season. Let's just skip into the playoffs. And here we are in the playoffs again, only going 10-7, but we are better than the Ravens in every way in terms of overall. We're back up to a 92 overall for the team. Our offensive passing yards is 8th in the league. Our defensive passing yards is 26, which is unfortunate. 2nd in the division behind the 11-6 Raiders. Stats and awards, let's see what we have here. Nicholas Jarrett seems like a top 10 QB now, 13th best offense in the NFL. Defensively, 25th. Again, I don't know how that makes any sense. 4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 105 pass rating. You love to see it. Patrick Mahomes here, 4,200 yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 113 pass rating. Again, great season, but I would expect more from a 99 overall. Khalil Shakir is feeding off this man. But Tyler Livingston here, 18 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. He's balling out. Then Orchard with 4 touchdowns, but 950 yards. And I forgot to look at Pacheco, but 18 touchdowns, 4.9 per carry, 4 seasons in a row with no fumbles. He has been balling for us. Benjamin Barnett with 83 tackles, along with George Aiken. Tackles for a loss, 13 for Trey Jefferson, 11 for George Karlaftis, 10 for Lee McNeil. Sacks, 10.5 for Jefferson, only 5.5 for Karlaftis, 5 for Lee McNeil, and then 3 interceptions for Benjamin Barnett, and 3 for Joe McDaniels. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. I never play any wildcard games. Hopefully we can beat the Ravens. We're better than them in every way. I expect us to beat the Ravens here, and we do. Here to face the 14-3 Indianapolis Colts. They're only an 86 overall team. Let's see if we can beat them. We haven't made it past the divisional round yet. My team's definitely good enough to do it. Let's see what happens here. Here we are against the Colts. They're going to open up with 7 points. We're going to respond with 7. Nice start for the team. Defense, not doing the best, but we take the lead here, 14-10. So we're going to make it 21-10. Offense doing a really nice job. Defense actually only holding the Colts to 12 points. I guess they got a safety on us, 28-20. It's going to remain that way because we didn't capitalize in the red zone. 35-20. Offense is balling, and we will be moving on to the conference championship, 35-20 versus the Colts. And here we are in the conference championship, here to play the 11-6 Jacksonville Jaguars. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, the Giants beat the Panthers in their divisional round, so they will be in the conference championship versus the Buccaneers. Thankfully, the Cowboys aren't there, but the Giants with Patrick Mahomes only made a 7 seed. I mean, we only made a 6 seed, but let's see if we can beat the Jaguars to potentially face the New York Giants. And I also traded away, I believe, Chris Jones, or was it Travis Kelce, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we could be facing a former teammate in either of these matchups in the Super Bowl if we can beat the Jaguars. Here we are against the Jaguars. They're going to open up with 7, and we're going to respond with a punt. So they're going to punt, and we finally strike on the board. 7-7 game versus the Jaguars, first taking our lead of the game, and they're going to tie it up right away, and then we're going to take it right back, 21-14, 21-21. They're making it a tight game, 28-21. Our defense isn't helping too much, but now they are. 35-29. Our offense once again carries. Typical Chiefs game, but 3 touchdowns, almost 300 yards, almost 80% completion percentage for Nicholas Jarrett. And then Trevor Lawrence also with 3 touchdowns. Good game from him, but we just outperformed them. And wow, what a way to end this video. Win or lose, I'm going to end it here. Here to face the 87 overall New York Patrick Mahomes Giants. They're 10-7. We're better than them in every way. Maybe not the QB, as they have Dexter Lawrence at a 98, Brian Burns at a 91, 99 Patrick Mahomes. But we have Orchard at a 92, and then we also have Pacheco at a 95. Team upgrades offensively, we look exactly the same. Pacheco's up to a 99. I feel like that should automatically push him to an X factor, but it doesn't. Defensively here, any other upgrades? Barber does not go up, which is unfortunate, and I don't see any other upgrades for the team. But we're 92 overall. Let's see if we're going to beat Patrick Mahomes, where this all started in the Super Bowl, to see if we can just cap this one off with a win. Here we are versus the Giants. They're going to start out with nothing. We're going to start out with 3. Nice start for the team. 10-0 start, 2-score lead. They're going to make it a 7-10 game. We're going to make it 17-7, back to a 2-score game for us at halftime, 24-7. Our defense is holding well despite it being one of the lowest in the league, 27-21. Our offense once again just outperforming the Giants here, 30-21 will be your final score. Yes, defense did well against Patrick Mahomes, but once again, our offense just outperforms. Mahomes wearing number 7. He is devastated to be on the Giants, and the Chiefs win a Super Bowl ring without their top players 4 years later, as this is a successful Chiefs rebuild. I mean, no other way you could do it. Not really a rebuild with the way their team is right now. Possibly and most likely going for the 3-peat in real life. As Patrick Mahomes only had 1 touchdown, we had 3 touchdowns. Similar yards, completion percentage, we were way better at 80%. And your Super Bowl MVP is the new Chiefs legendary quarterback, Nicholas Jarrett here, as he wins, of course, the Super Bowl MVP, and there are no other awards here for the Kansas City Chiefs. So this was a successful rebuild. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of this rebuild. Let me know down in the comments below which unique type of rebuild you want me to do next, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.